Welcome back to the Sableyes YouTube channel. Today we're going to be playing more games with my top 8 list from Brisbane Regionals, although this time Blake's going to be playing my deck actually, and I'm going to be playing Malamar Spread. How are you going today, Blake?
I'm doing well, thank you.
That's good. So this is, in my opinion, a pretty 50-50 matchup for the most part. We saw a lot of Malamar Spreads doing well in Brisbane, a lot in top 16, but none of them actually managed to crack into the top 8.
That's interesting. I wonder why the sudden surge in Malamar spread.
Yeah, there were definitely quite a lot of pretty good players playing the list.
Ooh, new GX counter.
Yeah, I know, it looks pretty weird, but we'll get used to it.
Yeah, I suppose. It's different.
It's very different compared to the others.
That means this is what this is going to look like, the one that comes out of the ETB that we get with the new set.
Yeah, seems likely.
Bit of a spoiler.
It's not terrible, but I certainly don't like the design as much as the others.
No. But yeah, I'm pretty interested to see how well this deck does.
It's pretty funny that Giratina is typically a pretty bad opener in, I'd say, both of these decks, so at least neither of us have the advantage off the bat.
Decisions. I guess I'll put the other Cynthia in the bin.
This seems like a matchup where it really comes down to how well you're able to manage your bench and resources, because if you can kind of chain Giratinas for the whole game without having to put GXs down, it's kind of hard for me to win a trade, because your deck's kind of more consistent than mine. But if you're ever forced to be inefficient in any way, this deck can very easily capitalize, so it should be a very interesting match, I think.
Yeah.
Going first also seems like a pretty important factor overall, although because we've both opened Tina, it'll probably come down more to who gets the Tina at the active first, as opposed to who gets the first turn.
Yeah, I'm definitely pretty keen to try and get this out of the active.
Luckily, Altar at the Moon is a factor for both of us, actually. You're the only one who can put it down, but it will affect both of us when it does go down.
I think, just because of how this was played out, I'm going to try and do this.
Oh, interesting. That's especially strong since you gave me an extra mulligan draw as well.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a workable hand.
Alright. Cool.
It's certainly a fine start, considering what happened right away for us both.
Yeah, pretty weird.
So, I could get a Lele with this, but I've actually drawn my own Marshadow. So I think I'm kind of going to prioritize getting Malamars out and just settle for the Marshadow here.
The big old Malamar off.
I mean, I don't know what your hand's like, because you didn't get. You already played a supporter last turn, so for all I know, your hand could be just a Cynthia. Well, let's see how this Marshadow goes.
It was 3 Psychic Energy. I was not looking for it.
Oh my god.
It was so bad.
You know what the best card to draw off of the Marshadow is turn 1?
What's that?
It's usually a Lily. I managed to get 3 of them. Okay, at least I got the second Inkay down. I think that's the most important part.
Yeah.
Alright, what else do I need to do this turn? Do I retreat right away? That's the big question, I think. I think the answer is yes. Pretty much identical boards from us both this game.
Pretty fun.
This might be where, as I was just mentioning, the player going first having the advantage could come up very easily this turn, because you're already set up for the Shadow Impact this turn. One thing I was considering doing on that turn was playing Escape Rope to force you to bring out probably an Inkay, because you wouldn't bring out the Giratina, I guess. But because you've got Altar of the Moon out and I wasn't able to replace it, you would only need an energy to attach and retreat anyway. I guess it comes down to if that last card in your hand is a supporter card. That would be really good if it is.
Yeah, it's not a supporter, so I'm actually torn between whether or not I take a prize here, or if it's better for me in the long term to just Bell of Silence you, to shut down your ability to definitely, more definitively, shut down your setup.
Yeah, I can see both plays really strong.
I think it's way too much of a gamble because you can just pop off of this next turn. Whereas, and I might get a supporter. I don't even know if it's possible. Like, I didn't check.
Yeah, you never know how many supporters are prized.
I didn't think it was going to be an issue at the time, so I didn't check my counts.
So you drew dead off both Marshadows. How unfortunate.
Yeah.
Right.
I got like double Marshadow Chimecho Inkay off of it, so like it wasn't horrible. Just missed a supporter.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
There was plenty enough to make a workable turn. And I can still, and the best part is I can still do something even if you have a workaround for this.
I don't really have much of a play. I've got an annoying play which works only because I know your hand's so bad.
Yeah. Thankfully, you had to use your energy to retreat on your Giratina.
Yeah. So right now, I'm kind of giving up my turn in the likelihood that you're going to have to give up your turn as well.
Man, that was just one card off.
Oh man, you drew out of it. I thought I was going to get a free turn to be able to put some Malamars down.
I did draw out of it, but I didn't get the energy, so it's quite sad.
And after replacing the altar, it's actually kind of hard for you to get out the active anyway.
Yeah, that's true. But I got a replacement Malamar in case this one goes down, so...
Yeah, your board still seems more than fine. Okay, let's see. So at least I get to put Malamar down this turn. I'm trying to figure out what I actually want to go for on this turn. It really sucks that I don't really have access to a good attacker right now. I think I'm going to play this right now. No, I'm going to do this. I know what I'm going for now. I'm kind of interested to see. I think I know what you're going to do with this escape rope. I think it's pretty obvious what's coming after. Makes sense. Another Marshadow stare down.
Yes.
And I'm hoping to hit any form of flying flip off this Cynthia. Cool, I got a flying flip. That is all I wanted. I think that was realistically the only way for me to get a good relevant attack off this turn. It was asking way too much to try and take a knockout with Giratina there. But the flying flip's still really strong. Once again, our boards are looking pretty similar, except for the fact that I've got mostly Inkays and you've got all Malamars already.
Yeah, but I didn't get another draw supporter off of that Lily, so...
Oh my gosh.
So
I've got even more time.
I just got a Guzma and try and trap this thing while...
This is very exciting. Yeah, I like the way this is going now. If I get like another flying flip or two off of 3, this game is going to very quickly be out of hand for you. I guess obviously you don't have supporters in your hand. Does that mean your hand's full of Guzmans? Like how long is this stall trade gonna last?
It's like they're just all awkward cards.
Yeah, those are pretty awkward. There's nothing you can really get off this Ultra Ball either.
I mean, I'm just spinning cards here.
Yeah, obviously. Your board's good. You just need to do stuff. Acrobats aren't being of much assistance.
Nah, it's just horrible.
It's just weird, because you're already down to like 19 cards in deck, so you'd think that you'd be able to find at least something by now.
Yeah, I mean, I found a Lele, but I didn't have the bench space, so...
I wonder...
By the time I do,
maybe... Yeah. If you'd gone for the knockout turn 2 with Shadow Impact, I wonder if that would have had much of an impact, but I don't think it would have really. I think it would have been mostly the same result.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to keep clicking Flying Flip, and see what happens. My hand's also terrible, but I'm attacking and you're not, and that's the big difference.
That was a good draw.
It'll do.
Now time to stop this flying flipping by putting more damage on my board.
Well, I'm okay with that. There's actually no good spot for this damage. It literally knocks out almost any it knocks out everything on your board except for itself. Oh, you're just gonna give me the Chimecho. Makes sense.
Yeah, I want the bench space.
And it was gonna die anyway, probably.
And this way, your my shadow doesn't take a knockout.
Yeah, I like that. Okay. So, my hand just got pretty good, and it wasn't because of your Chimecho, don't worry. The top deck was what made this good.
Okay.
Well, that was the main thing going through my mind when I saw you take out that Chimecho. I was like, oh, does this give me a supporter now? But this is still fine. I think if I just get off like 2 more flying flips, I don't think you can really recover from there.
Yeah, doesn't seem like it.
And I'm going to be honest, it seems pretty likely that I'm going to be able to get off another 2 flying flips. The other funny thing is, now with this Giratina, unless you bench something else, which I assume you will, but this, if you're forced to hit the active with Giratina, you actually lose the game instantly. Well, it's something.
Yeah.
Oh, is this going to be a Moon's Eclipse turn, I wonder? Moon's Eclipse doesn't it doesn't do what you want it to do against Flying Flip, though.
This just does 120 without ending the game. So
yeah. That's probably all it needs to do.
And it also, for a lot of the, it also, like, while it's on the board, fixes my Guzma stall problem, which probably doesn't exist anymore because, like, you've used a bunch and you've already got the damage down to kill all the Malamars, so...
Yeah.
That's not a reason you wanted this bloody bench slot, because I was holding the other stretcher for so long.
I actually think that there's a small chance I could win next turn, to be honest.
Yeah, doesn't surprise me.
I think I don't have enough bench space to pull it off. But I was just thinking about the funny idea where I use... Oh, you're going to do that. Okay, I like that.
I think that gives me more turns in this game than killing it does.
Yeah. I mean, it gives me more damage overall, because I get to... obviously, Shrine ticks twice a turn now. But that kind of screws up all the plays I was thinking about making. And I was like, I'm going to use Giratina and discard to kill 2 Malamar. And then if I could, like, find bench space for a Necrozma GX, I could take a knockout and active as well. But there wasn't enough bench space to do both, obviously. All I really need to do for, like, the rest of this game is just keep clicking Flying Flip. And eventually, I think I win. Because you're still on 5 prizes, I feel like the amount of time it takes you to win is too much. It's kind of boring sitting here, not playing any cards, just clicking Flying Flip every turn, but it's all this deck really needs to do sometimes, honestly.
I think that's just what the deck's designed to do.
Yeah.
There's that. That's what
I guess at least you can't use Moon's Eclipse now. Not that it's really relevant, but the stadium's certainly pretty relevant. Alright, have I gotten to the point where I want to just start taking knockouts on the active, or do I want to keep my Flying Flip strategy? I feel like I'm kind of past that. I might even just want to go for a Lele this turn. Do some damage swap to take out some Malamars. That's probably the way to go. I don't think I have enough damage on the board to win the game right now, do I? Let's see. 100, 140, 150, 160, 180, 220. So yeah, I don't have quite enough damage to just win the game outright, but I think it's still going to be the correct play. Alright, let's do that. So we're going to get rid of these. Get a Lele. And I think what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to take out both Malamars and leave a bit of damage on one of your GXs so that I can Black Ray for the game next turn. Trying to think if there's any downside to this play, and I think it's largely unpunished.
I don't think I can come back from this forward state.
Yeah. I've also got the replacement shrine, which helps a bit with the max as well. So magical swap.
That's just the nail in the coffin.
Yeah. I don't believe that the shrine changes the masses to whoever I can win, does it?
Alright, this takes a long time, so I'm just going to make it so that we go to the next one and put
Much appreciated.
Some more thrilling stuff, because you were going down to 1 and I was going down to 3 that turn, so
yeah, there was no realistic path for you to win the game.
No. Alright, I'll start this game.
I honestly wonder.
Draw dead off of double.
Yeah.
Marshadow.
I do wonder if you'd actually chosen to just go super aggressive and take the turn 2 knockout with Giratina, you probably were going to be in a slightly worse position overall, but you would have taken more prizes by the time that I was actually pulling off my big turns. You might have been far enough ahead that it didn't matter.
Maybe.
I think that's probably going to be your game plan more going into this next game, is just trying to chain Giratina as quickly as possible. But obviously, that was your game plan in game 1, and it just didn't work out that way because your hand was bad.
Yeah.
Hopefully you've got a better opener in this game, because I certainly do.
I don't.
I wouldn't say it's worse. Let's say it's about as bad.
I don't. It's not good.
It's definitely not good.
Alright.
One thing that's actually really clutch about the Marshadow, which I found from testing this matchup in your point of view, is that if you're able to discard Deoxys early, then using Psychic to take out Cocos with Marshadow GX is super efficient.
Yeah.
And you can do it without having to bench much, so all of a sudden Flying Flip gets out-damaged by a Marshadow GX Psychic. Of course, the weakness to that is I can just go into a Giratina at any time and then just take the knockout. But while I'm going into Flying Flips, Marshadow GX is actually a super good option. And I am going to be going into Flying Flips for at least the beginning of this game. So, I've got a Lily, which is always good. It's a bit of a weak Lily. One of the weaker ones.
I had a Lily, but it was only drawing 4 cards and I had 3 Cynthias in hand, so I didn't really want to...
I'm not safe this turn if I don't bench, am I? I think I have to bench, which is unfortunate.
Wow.
Yeah, this is certainly not the start I was hoping for.
Well, this opens up some possibilities for me.
But I'm still pretty happy with the turn 1 flip. Even though it's a pretty weak flip, it's still not terrible.
That makes it worth it.
It's, funnily enough, actually a 3-hit on this Marshadow GX, which is pretty funny. Alright, can you find a way to discard Deoxys? That's the main story of this turn. Second Marshadow GX down, going real deep into that game plan.
I just really needed to get my hand size low for Lily, because
I
had so many unplayable cards.
That makes sense. Ultra Ball is a good card for discarding something. Chimeco is not a bad option, actually. But not as strong while I don't have any keys down. Oh, you're just going to go for Let Loose. Attempt number 2.
I need more stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I can get Deoxys in the discard, that's cool.
Oh, really? I was not expecting that.
It's really expensive and it leaves me with a 0 card hand, but I'm not ditching supporters for it, so...
To be fair, though,
was already dead.
You've done it, right? Like, once you've done it, I'm left with a Lele active and nothing else. And you just discarded a Necrozma GX.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's pretty realistic that you're going to be at least 3 prizes up in this game. Probably more if I don't have an insane turn coming up. And you know what's actually really funny? Because I was forced to put the Lele down, and you're forced to go to a 0 card hand, the only way I get out of this hand is with Marshadow. So I think I'm going to just have to give you a hand right now, which is terrible. I don't want to do it at all. But I think...
you have to use Marshadow.
Well, I've had to put the Lele down, so I have to use Marshadow now.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious.
Never punished.
Yeah. I actually haven't really looked through my deck too carefully yet this game. Let's see if the Marshadow's even in there. He is there for me at least. What else have we got?
I would have been pretty sad if he didn't have Marshadow.
I mean, if I didn't have Marshadow, I would have just passed.
Yeah.
As long as you're able to find an energy card, you can at least take 2 prizes next turn. And you probably can't find an energy card.
The interesting thing here is that you could find DCE Choice Band for a knockout.
That's pretty interesting, actually. I hadn't really done the maths on Energy Drive yet.
As soon as it was your only Pokemon, I started doing the maths for it.
Yep, that makes sense. Well, I didn't get a choice band. I do have access to a DCE.
Well, you still have access to your supporter.
I actually have... I do have access to my supporter. And it's not the supporter I thought I was going to have access to. Not the supporter I thought I was going to use at least. But it actually works quite well overall. Because I've got the Flying Guzma play, which is probably the best I could realistically ask for off of that hand, besides a better setup. What is the best thing to still active? It's probably still the Malamar, right? Everything's 1 retreat.
Everything's 1, yeah.
I think it's still the Malamar. Because you can't just play an escape board to get the Malamar at the active. You have to actually invest in energy. So let's Flying Flip. And I'm feeling very vulnerable right now with a 0 card hand and basically no setup. Considering the only card you need to basically stay in the game is the one you just played.
Yeah, I top decked that one. I was also holding a skateboard and I just got the Kuzma off the acro bike, so...
Well, I mean, getting out of the active is probably the single thing that you've got the most outs to be able to do in the whole deck.
Yeah.
The list plays like 11 energy and like 10 switch outs.
This is not the board state I thought I would have going into this game.
No, we were literally talking about how your game plan's going to be trying to rush Giratina. But Marshadow GX is actually a really good attacker against Coco. And as long as Shrine isn't in play, which it currently isn't, it's not even that easy to punish. I'm going to be pretty reliant on a good top deck.
You currently have a 0 card hand.
And no supporter abilities in deck. No Lele, no Marshadow. I need to manually draw a Cynthia or a Lily to get out of this hand.
7 out of your, in theory, because assuming all are in deck, you have 7 out of your 40 card deck.
Yeah. And that's only to get a hand. That's not even to be able to do anything. So it's going to be a rough comeback from here. But I think your board's weak enough that if I do manage to at some point get a good hand, I've still got a chance to come back in this game.
I've got 2 GXs on the board, so like the comeback isn't out of the question.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so I didn't draw a supporter.
That's rough.
I think I put this here and then it's your turn. I think that's my best out. What is your ideal play? Do you just Dark Flash, I guess? Dark Flash the Marshadow? Or Guzma? Okay, that's equally annoying, if not more so.
Yeah, the awkward thing there was I didn't have the manual attachment and my only draw supporter was Lily and I was holding a 6 card hand.
Right.
So I literally needed to Guzma up something to or like manually retreat the Marshadow, I suppose. Yeah. But
the Inkay seems like the better target to take out.
Wait,
what's happened here?
Oh my god.
Oh, did you use Psychic?
Oh, I use Psychic.
Yeah, I'm not
used to Psychic applying weakness.
Yeah, not in this situation. Maybe now that you've used your Guzma, I can steal a turn of sleep. Oh, I might get away with this turn.
Man, that so would have been punished if I wasn't holding like 3 Guzma.
Damn it! That's disappointing.
Now what do I do? Do I just... Man, what a fiesta. This is... What am I doing?
I mean, surely you just use
Do I
the
just
Inkay?
kill the... Yeah.
Or Lele, if you can kill Lele, that's also good.
I mean, I can kill the Lele because I can just retreat into it and prismatic burst it, but...
Either one seems fine, honestly. I don't think,
I think I'll use Dark Flash this time, though.
Yes, do that.
Oh my god. Let's cut that from the video.
I think I'll leave it in.
Wow, that's such a brain fart. Because it's even worse because I just have access to Dark Flash too.
Yeah.
The whole time. There was absolutely zero reason to go to Psychic. I was just like, well, I can kill it with Psychic, so I might as well Psychic. Because I had a weakness applying on Coco, so I was like, Psychic is using weakness. Only needs 1 energy to die because it has 60.
I think I just have to hope that you're running out of Guzmas here and I get some lucky point flips. Which isn't the case. I did have the option to Guzma on that turn, bring out a Malamar and hope you don't have an energy, but that didn't work out too well for me last time.
For the sake of irony, I'm going to use Psychic to take the knockout.
Alright, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I think this game's pretty much over. I mean, I'm expecting you to just throw out a Guzma on this Lele, but I may as well play this draw support I just top decked, right?
Yep.
May as well.
Cool.
What can I do with this Ultra Ball? Not much. As much as I want to get Inkay, I know I can't even afford to do that now. What can even do anything? I can Psywave with Lele.
I suppose if it's me, I'm thinking my only out is to Flying Flip into a swap.
Here's the thing, right? So I've decided that this game isn't gonna work. Isn't gonna be winnable anyway. So
Taking up out with Psywave.
Not really. I'm just gonna hope that you promote the other Marshadow GX so that I can take 2 prizes and then lose. Just because it's funny. Yes, he's doing it. That means he's holding game.
You answer.
I'll take it.
I deserve to be punished for the lack of for the Psychic on the Inkay. Seems
fair. How many Guzmas have you used? I feel like you've used a couple, but by the way you've been playing, it seems like you've got access to the last few. Oh, this Lele's definitely dead.
There's no way to know. Let's just make sure, because Psychic didn't kill.
I think Prismatic Burst will do the job.
Let's just hope I don't accidentally click Black Ray, because then Psywave will really hurt.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you'd possibly be out of Guzma and I'd actually have a chance to win.
Yeah,
Alright, I don't think you're going to screw this up. You've done it. Congratulations.
I've done it. Got it.
Alright, these have been exciting games. I'm excited for the third.
This has been high-level content.
Yeah. Let's try this one more time.
What you've come to expect from the Sableyes is the high-quality content. It's what you all subscribed for.
Of course.
Alright, let's see if we can get a good game. That'd be lovely.
I've been hyping up how interesting this matchup is, and we just haven't seen it yet.
And it hasn't been interesting for a single second.
I'll go first for this one at least.
Okay. Thank you for saying that, because I was literally about to auto-click yes.
Yep, I know you well.
I have a lead!
This is the first game where we both seem to have a good opener. I'm excited.
Yeah, you haven't opened a Marshadow or Lele by the sounds of it, so that seems promising.
What have you got? You've got Deoxys. Solid. One of the better ones.
Yep, because at the very least I can just slap on a skateboard on it and then pivot into whatever I want.
So as of right now, my hand tells me that I'm going to be playing the game. So it's on you now. It's up to you to guarantee that this game's going to actually be played.
Oh, okay, because you know that your hand's okay.
Yeah, my hand works.
Yep.
In fact, the more cards I play, the better it looks. I just got a DC and a Psychic off of the Acrobat.
Lovely. The old 6
Oh,
card
this is
Lilies.
just getting better and better by the second.
Well, more in case. Oof, double psychic.
Alright, so I'm playing the game. It's up to you now, Blake. Do
Wow,
your best.
Jordan, you just drew 6 cards with Lily. You know how many cards Erica's Hospitality will draw if you have a full bench?
It's
6 cards, Jordan.
Yeah, it's quite a bit.
6 cards. That's the same as like one of the better Lilies.
And it
that
doesn't have to be turn 1.
But it's bad.
In fact, it's usually pretty bad turn 1.
It's outdated. It won't translate. Oh, those are bad prizes.
Does that mean multiple Inke is prized?
It could. I have a subpar Erica's personality, for hospitality.
To be fair, that Lily draws more than Erica would have in this situation. For those who don't know what Erica does, you draw 1 card for each of your opponent's Pokemon in play. And you can't use it, I believe, if you have a certain number of cards in your hand. Is that correct, Blake?
6.
If you have 6 or more cards in your hand, you can't play it?
6 or more cards in your hand, it cannot be played.
But if you've got a normal hand size, then it's an incredibly strong
Especially
supporter.
because you can play down your hand before you play the card. So
Exactly. I'd say it's very rare. It's basically the same cost for using Lily. You have to have 6 or less cards to use Lily, except the amount of cards you draw on average is much higher.
yeah, it's literally just a better Lily, especially in Malamar, I would say. Outside of the first turn, I would say Erica's is better.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. So, usually my instinct here is to go for a Flying Flip, but I actually think I'm just going to start taking knockouts of Giratina.
Yeah, that seems pretty strong.
It's a bit awkward having to use a double colorless for it, but I'm okay with that.
I think any energy is fine here.
Yeah, I'm at the point now where I can pretty much declare any attack even without needing double colorless, now that I've got Malamar set up.
Unfortunately for me, I drew into a lot of other draw supporters off of that Lily, so I didn't get much else going on other than that nest ball.
So you'll
miss the attachment.
You'll at least be able to do something at least, but it's probably not going to be optimal.
I have access potentially to my own Giratina this turn.
You're asking for a lot to do that, but it's not impossible. Actually, I think for you to be able to get a Giratina attacking this turn,
I have to use Guzma.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just realised that. Oh well.
And that makes it a lot harder to do.
It does.
One thing that's very interesting about Malamar matchups in general is if both players just choose to go into a Giratina trade where neither player benches GXs, it's really hard to come back from that without coming up with a very interesting game plan. And I think that might be where this game is going. And if that's the case, the player who Giratina's first is super favoured. So it's gonna be tough to see how you come back into it, and this is one of the best ways to do it.
This is the only way I can see this turn ending in a knockout whilst not leaving me weak next turn.
Yeah, I think if you can pull off this Moon's Eclipse, that's one of the better things for you to be able to do. It's probably actually the single best play you can make.
My god, what are these acrobites? Just found 2 draw supporters.
Damn, I hope you weren't relying on that.
And like I keep needing more and more stuff every time.
Right. Do you think you'll have access to it?
I've still... man, I need an energy discard too.
Oh, you do too.
I need a mysterious treasure and an attachment, and 2 psychics off of this.
By the way you're talking, it sounds like a let loose. You're asking for a lot here.
So, I think this acrobite needs to be double psychic.
Well, the last one's quite good for you, so this one owes you, right? You got 1.
Yeah.
What could the other card possibly be that would help you, though? It's not much. I guess in this situation...
That doesn't work.
Are you forced to just let the Dawnwings take a hit? I feel like that's the only realistically viable thing for you to do at this point, is just let the Dawnwings take 130 and then Moon's Eclipse next turn. It seems bad, but it's not terrible. The main problem with it is that I could punish like a half hit now with Shrine later, but it's not a huge deal.
I've got a better option because of Alter. I think I'm just gonna let it sack the Marshadow.
Yeah, I don't mind that actually.
I still have access to the Moon's Eclipse, but it just means you take an extra prize. Where in theory you probably there's a good chance you have access to Guzma, or a decent chance you have access to Guzma, because you're probably also running 3 or 4.
Well, I don't have access to Guzma, but I'm quite content to just take this knockout in the active. And since you're going to Moon's Eclipse, I may as well just hit the active. I'm super close to having the infinite Giratina loop. All I need is access to... Oh no, I've got a Psychic and Discard. So I do have access to the Giratina loop now. Until a Malamar gets knocked out at least. Do you at least have a supporter off this hand? Okay, you have to Lele for it.
Yeah.
That's not great.
Nope. Nothing about this entire game so far has been great.
I would agree with that.
Apart from the fact that I'm not dead drawing. I'm just not drawing the right cards.
Please at least draw an energy off this Cynthia. Please.
I ditched one already, so
Oh, you ditched one already? Okay.
I can recharge and...
That seems fine. Yeah, do you kill me with Psychic... Oh, sorry, Power Blast or Moon's Eclipse this turn? Like, when is the correct time to Moon's Eclipse?
I think it's definitely Psychic.
Yeah.
I think there's no real point for me to use my GX attack when I'm doing the same thing off a non-GX.
I mean, you're going to want to use the GX attack at some point. So yeah. I guess the best time to do that is when you don't have access to any other play. Else.
Yeah.
So while you've got other plays to make...
Let's face it, because you're spread, Moon's Eclipse is never ideal, because it doesn't shut off your attacks completely.
Yeah, although I'm kind of invested into this Giratina loop right now, to be honest. I feel like that's kind of going to be my best bet to winning this.
To be honest, I kind of thought you were going to go into I thought you were just going to flip this turn, but yeah, I can definitely see you just Giratina looping.
I mean, I feel like with this deck, you want to go with one or the other of the two strategies. You want to either Flying Flip all game, or you want to Giratina all game. But as soon as you start doing both, you kind of don't really have a clear game plan.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So now that I'm invested into the Giratina loop, I feel like it's probably my best chance to winning is just to keep doing that.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Giratina loop becomes a lot less good when your opponent is winning, but when you're ahead, it makes it really hard for your opponent to catch up.
Yeah.
I wonder if I should be damaging my Malamars instead of the Giratina, because Deoxys cannot knock out a Giratina if it doesn't have damage. But I feel like you're at the position now where you'll be able to just use Giratina anyway. So yeah, I guess we're just going to be trading Giratinas for the next couple turns. But that trade ends with me winning, so you need to come up with something else to come back.
Yeah. This is true.
Obviously the Moon's Eclipse is one of your key tools for kind of mixing up your strategy. Besides that, you don't really have that
For me, it starts with this. I feel like this is the key for me.
Oh yeah, I don't mind that.
I think disrupting your chain is the key. I'm sort of playing this like I would a Granville matchup now, where I'm just sort of, rather than...
Taking out what you don't... the only thing I've got one of.
Yeah. And just making it hard. Now I can go into killing Giratinas, and hopefully it's harder for you to retreat.
Well, yeah, I wonder...
I can get to a point where I can make it as hard, like super hard for you to go into it.
Is it better to target Coco, or is it better to kind of just take down these Malamars whenever you can? Because it's obviously easier to replace Coco, but I've got less of them.
Yeah, it's easy to replace, but also I'm not going to have enough time to kill enough Malamars to where it's relevant, I think.
Yeah, I think your best bet is probably just hoping I miss the Coco or the Angie to retreat at this point. Where's this damage go? I guess I'll just keep putting it on Malamars. There's no way the damage on Malamar ever really comes up in this matchup, unless you want to energy drive them or something. Which I'm very happy with you doing. If you want to energy drive a Malamar, go right ahead.
I think it can come up. I'm gonna make it come up now.
Really? Just for the just for the principle? You know,
yeah. I mean, well, I don't know where else the 10 damage would be relevant. Now it just means Shadow Impact on a particular Malamar kills it.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess it means that you can take a knockout using Psychic from Deoxys now?
So this is my most interesting turn, I think. Because I don't have the perfect loop like you do, and I need attachments every turn. This turn, it has decided for me that this turn is the Moon's Eclipse turn.
This is the Moon's Eclipse turn. Makes sense.
Especially because you're not invested in Coco. It makes it more effective. It means you need Guzma this turn for it.
Yeah.
To be being effective.
But I think the fact that you just gave me a bench space guarantees that I should be able to find the Guzma. Let's, I'm pretty sure there's a...
this card.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that there's Guzma left in deck. I haven't really checked to be honest, but...
Stretcher.
Yeah, that was the piece that I was after.
I was like, haha, well, there's a discard, you can't search for it.
Alright, my last two Guzmas are not my last two prizes. So, I think this is enough already, but even if it's not, I do actually have access to the Choice Band, which would be the clean knockout regardless. That game was closer than the other ones.
Yep,
but
absolutely.
Your start was just not strong enough compared to mine. I just got a really solid start.
I really think my strategy would have eventually come to bear if I wasn't coming from behind as much.
Yeah, well, let's look at that game, exact same game, except you get to go first in the final game, and you're the one who attacks with Giratina first. All of a sudden, my Giratina strategy is almost out the window.
Yeah. Or even just like if I get to that point in the game where I've got the two Malamars and the Giratina attacking way earlier.
Exactly. I would have to basically rely on you benching GXs, or I would have no real win cons to coming back. Besides
I was super confident in that plan too, because I was holding yet another Guzma in hand as well.
You seem to have Guzma quite a bit in that matchup when you needed it. So at least of all the things you were struggling to find, at least you had access to Guzmas.
Well, yeah, because in that particular match, I ditched 4 Lily right off the start, and then I played when I landed for the Cynthia, I Cynthia'd into 3 Guzmas because that was the other supporter left in my deck, and there wasn't much of it left.
Yeah, that's fair. But even though it wasn't quite the game we were hoping from this matchup, it is still a relatively good representation of how the game goes, I think. So thank you guys for watching that.
The combination of all of those games gives you a complete view of the matchup. It just wasn't able to be seen in one complete game. You can see the various parts of the strategy in bits and pieces over the course of each 3 games.
They were more polarizing results than what they usually would be, but it kind of shows the matchup as a whole anyway. But thank you guys very much for watching, and if you enjoy our content, then please feel free to like, comment, or subscribe, and we'll be back next time with a brand new deck. So stay tuned for that. Goodbye.
See you guys.